If you are looking for a new hobby to start this summer, try one that creates a buzz. Lifestyle expert Sean O'Keefe is back to talk all things bees and mix up a drink that packs a sting. Welcome back.
Hey, how are you?
Happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day to you.
Thank you so much for being here. And I was really
welcome.
excited that we're talking about this topic because this has become a passion of yours for how long now? Almost a year?
So no, I've had my own bees. I've had my own hives in the backyard for about a year and a half now.
Yeah.
But I've been beekeeping on the central coast of California when I lived in Santa Barbara. And then I've been doing it sort of with friends here in Atlanta for the last 6 years.
That's incredible.
But, yeah.
What's the benefit? What's the bonus? Talk about why you're doing that.
I don't know what I wanted to do first. I didn't know if I wanted to have really good vegetables in the garden or if I wanted to do a little thing to help the bees. But the two of them there's such a symbiotic relationship between, there they are there.
Yay!
Yay! So that actually is one of my main hives. That is probably about 100,000 bees in that hive.
Oh.
It's a main hive body and then a whole bunch of supers. There's probably about 120 pounds of honey in there right now.
Wow, that's incredible.
And we're going to be taking it out. We're just starting on this one. We've removed the top panel of the hive and we're using some smoke. I use denim because it provides a nice dark smoke.
Yeah.
And it kind of like relaxes the bees and makes them calm. When they calm, they tend to drop out. So as you're smoking the bees, they'll lower down, leaving those chambers free of other bees, so you can take the honey out and then centrifuge and spin it and take the product out. We're sort of minimally invasive to them. And there I am sort of lighting my smoker, which is kind of cool.
Okay, and talk to me about the actual, so you mentioned the process. Now, I know people who are watching, the first thing they're thinking of is you have your sort of your protective gear on your face, your arms, but have you been stung?
Yesterday. The first time ever in like 7-8 years of beekeeping.
Wow, what did you do differently?
Never wear a floral shirt when you're beekeeping.
They're like, this is a ginormous flower.
Right. Well, and I don't know if that was that, but I had my suit on and I had the bonnet on and I'm cinched up and my socks are tucked into my pants and just below my ankle, they just came right there and I probably got stung about 15 or 16 times. And my foot swelled up and I had a poultice on it all night and stuff. But you know, I kind of, you know, if someone came into my house and started, you know, ripping stuff apart and moving things around, I'd probably try to sting them as well.
Right, but that's no deterrent to you.
No, I mean,
you love what you're doing.
I love what I'm doing, and it's important to do it. And here's why it's important, Christine. We normally have attrition in the hives. Every year, the bees go into a big ball. They rotate in and around the queen to keep a constant temperature in the hive, so they survive through the winter. We normally lose about 10 to 15% of our population of bees as the winter process happens. Now, with all of the crises that are going on in the bee community, the honeybee community, we're losing 50 to 60% of our bees. And we're not losing them around the hive because you don't see dead bees around the hive base. They're getting up in the morning, they're getting all busy, and they're getting, I'm going to fly out and get some pollen from mommy, and they're just not coming back. And there are several schools of thought, you know, there's so much in our air. Do you know what I mean? There's cell phones and wireless and this and that, and we don't know if that's having an impact on it. What I think some of the things that are doing, it's happening, it's the way we treat our food and pesticides on our food.
Absolutely,
in past years, you would spray, it would wash off, it would degrade. I mean, it's not good, but it was better than having seeds that are programmed with pesticides in them. They never degrade, they remain a permanent part of the plant, and then therefore go, you know, systemically through the plant into the pollen, and at that point the bee gets it, and it's
Is this a problem globally?
Globally.
Wow.
And bees are important. Do you know what I mean? Like 90% of our food is fertilized through bee pollination. California right now, among all the other crises that are happening, there are no bees left. So there actually is a company in Georgia that has giant 18-wheelers, and they get up and they drive them to California, and they start out, in Bakersfield next to the almond groves, and then they do the avocados and then the citrus, but they basically drive these mobile hives all the way up through California.
Wow, that's incredible.
So this is smart business, right?
Right.
Because they're being hired for the fertilization of the crops. The byproduct is honey, and then the honey comes back to Georgia, and Georgia farmers package it and sell it.
Right.
So it's finding, you know, we're providing a service.
Right.
and
Everybody
then
wins.
And everybody wins.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
Everybody wins.
And you're packing us with a punch today that stings.
I'll start it.
So
A
tell me more
stinger.
about this. What
All
is
right.
a stinger?
So a stinger is a combination of creme de menthe.
I love that.
Which is, you know, it's nice, it's very sweet, and it's 1 part creme de menthe to 2 parts of cognac. And the cognac that I'm using is actually a very, very special cognac. It's new in the Atlanta market. It's being made by the Merlet brothers, who have been making cognacs and blended cognacs for the last maybe 120, 130 years.
Okay, they know what they're doing.
And they know what they're doing. And this is a really, you know, it's a really nice cognac. It's simple. It has a lot of floral and fruit notes to it, which leads to being a great aspect in a blended
Yeah.
drink. And it's pretty bottle.
Smell this.
Careful.
Careful, yeah.
You know.
We're drinking, it's a holiday.
Early morning huffing is probably not what we want to do. Going to shake a bit.
Yes, shake it up. And then you add the mint, the fresh mint as well.
And then, you know, classically, I mean, the stinger, the earliest I've been able to find a reference to it is in a 1917 Barkeeper's Guide. And
goodness.
it's, I mean, that's really kind of
1917.
cool, right?
Look
I
at
mean,
it.
this is 100 and what is that? 99, 98 years this cocktail is being made. It's
Wow.
classically never garnished, but you know, this is mint from the garden.
Yeah.
Thank you, bees, for what they do.
Yes, I know, right.
And I'm just going to put a little big old thing of, you know, it kind of reads like a mint julep.
Yes, it does.
But it does not taste like it at all.
Okay, cheers.
Well, it's sort of a little Memorial Day homage to the bees.
Wow, that's
that great?
delicious. The mint, it's not what I expected. I almost expected it to be a little mintier, but or sweeter, but it's really not that. Cognac just really
I mean, it's a
cuts
clean,
it.
well-balanced drink.
Yum.
And this is, of course, mint from the garden. And in my organic garden that I have, which you're going to come see, I think,
Yes.
pretty soon.
As long as I'm perfectly protected
You're
in
fine.
my bee suit.
You'll be fine in the garden. With
How
the bee
fun
suit,
will
we'll
that
get you
be?
in there.
Okay.
I have about 7 or 8 kinds of mint that are growing in the garden right now. And this is just a base experiment, which is lovely. But I have peppermint and chocolate mint and then different kinds of other kind of mints. And even stevia, which is used a lot now as a sugar substitute,
Right.
is part of the mint family, which is kind of
I
interesting.
did not know that. I
Yeah.
just want to hang out in your backyard.
It's a lot of fun.
And
it's
then
a lot
I'd like
of fun.
for you to cook me dinner. And I
And
mean,
the
why
list
not?
keeps growing,
and the list
right?
keeps going. And then show me how to plant my plants, my
Oh, absolutely,
my
I will do
planters
it.
that are in need
I
of
would
some
love to
help.
do it.
No, seriously, I do want to work with the bees because I know it's something now that we all know just how important the crisis really is.
Well, and we need to do things like the Atlanta Beekeepers Association meets every month. Tonight, I'm going to the meeting. It's at the Botanical Garden. It's at the Piedmont Park Gardens. There are probably a couple of hundred urban beekeepers. I know friends of mine at the Four Seasons on their terrace level. Their bees are there, right there in
Cool.
Midtown. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not obtrusive. People have no problem. Bees are not really, it's like the difference between a bee and a wasp,
Right,
right?
right.
You know, wasps are just generally evil. Bees, they're not going to come at you. Like they're
Right.
not, you know, unless
That's what I tell my girls. But
unless you're, you know, have perfume
Unless-
on and you dress
right.
like a flower.
And unless you dress like a flower, right, and your hair gel is very enticing to them.
Oh, it was so bad yesterday.
Oh, you poor
it was-
thing.
but-
I'm so glad you're here.
But I asked the interwebs, I'm like, bee stings, ankle, poultice, and I had 1,000 things
Right,
globally to
come
try.
on.
Yeah,
So
it
you
was
feel
kinda good.
better?
I feel fine.
Good.
I feel
You're-
fine.
And this will make you
Zzz, I
feel,
feel
this will
fine.
make you feel better.
Exactly.
Cheers, and thank you so
Oh,
much.
it's a pleasure. It's
Have
always
a
nice to be
wonderful
here.
holiday.
Thank
We
you
love,
so much.
love having you.
Be safe on the holiday, too.
Yes, be safe for sure. Take your Uber, take your taxis, whatever you do, don't drink and drive. And if you would like, I know, be safe, get it?
Be
If you would like to
safe.
contact Sean or give him a call, it's 404-228-7903 or email him, info@SeanO'KeefeEvents.com. Like him on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Sean O'Keefe Events. He is the master
Thank you.
of all things entertainment.
Thank you so much.
Cheers to you. And don't go anywhere. More Atlanta and Company will be back after this short break. Stick around. Cheers to you.